Hello everyone. Welcome back to the SqueekyDogCast. Uh,
Welcome back, welcome
yes,
back.
welcome back everyone. Welcome back. Uh, well, me and Jade here. Already tried recording an episode already, but it got fucked up. So round two,
Round two.
round two,
Sweet.
round two. All right. How have you been doing, Jade?
Well, I haven't just woken up, so I've had a bit of a day. But it's been alright. A bit of
Yeah,
Overwatch to scream at the brain. Make you feel alive again, that kind of pain.
yeah. I mean, I don't. When I get angry at Overwatch, it's mostly like a quick burst of anger. But when you get angry, it feels like you just go quiet, and then it's like a slow burning anger that just sits there, and it's scary. It's like oh god.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's just like it's so silent. It's like I don't know. It's like your brain is imagining ripping people to shreds, and you're just sitting there silently.
I just there's nobody else picture just flaying their enemies.
That's what I'm saying. Like just like the slow, methodic thinking of a serial killer. Just being like, "Oh, you wronged me. Okay, I'm going to plan out how I'm going to break into your home and set up a torture device." Like
You
it
make me
just
sound so scary.
it's complimentary, of course. Scary is cool. Me making you sound
Scary is
scary makes
cool.
is meaning that I'm making you sound really cool and stuff.
I I don't think scary is cool. Let's dig into this. Why is scary cool?
Because like it's cool. I like scary things. Like it's not I'm not actually scared of you. I think just being exaggeratively scary is funny. Like like uh like doing a bit where you're scary. That's funny. It's fun. I don't think someone being legitimately scary is cool, but then again, I don't think I'm in many scenarios where someone is legitimately scary.
But I mean, like, the type of people who are like sending love letters to prison inmates with like, their rap sheet
Yeah,
is
that's
like,
not cool, but
I've
like
murdered 19
you
people
know
just
that's not
because.
cool. But that's also not
And it's like,
scary. I'm not scared of that. Like I'm scared. Like I'm talking about like I actually don't even know what I'm talking about. Like I don't know. You put me on the spot for it. I was trying to give you a funny compliment.
I do that. I do that. The USA about ABBA. ABBA
Oh
joins.
yeah. There's a list of so Trump has a very this is about Donald Trump, so it's fun. But there's a very long list of people that Trump has used music of in his shows, in his not shows, in his speeches that he's not allowed to use music of. And the newest one that has been added to this list is ABBA. So Trump loves using music to his because everyone loves using music. Everyone loves music. Blah 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 blah. But you have to have
Yeah,
permission to use it when you're going to doing these events and stuff. And Trump never
yeah.
gets the permission to use it because he never has enough money to pay for the rights, and also people don't like him.
But
So
as far as I understand, Trump also just doesn't always pay people. Doesn't he
he
have
no
lawsuits and
he
stuff in
never
the
pays
past
anyone.
about like just like
He always
not
yeah
paying
he
people?
just doesn't ever pay people ever. He's infamous for this. Um, He's always infamous for paying up late too, paying up short, paying up late, never paying, like just shit like that all the time.
Yeah, as far as I understand, his reputation before his presidency, his
Yeah,
reputation in New York was like, just be careful when you deal with Trump.
yeah, because he's infamous for not giving you fair compensation for your work, especially if you're like a lawyer or something. If you're like a lawyer or like a low end contractor, he'll just fucking he'll just scam the shit out of you. And that's business, baby. That's business. That's the art of the deal. Don't pay your people. It's the art of the deal. Anyway, so I noticed here from Reuters. I'm gonna see if I can actually extra article because someone just sent me a photo of it. Let me see if I can get the Reuters article fully. Reuters Trump music. Let's see if I can find it by doing this. Uh,
Maybe
Well,
you should pull up your screen because
I
I've
have
noticed
it's in
something
someone's
wrong with my
DMs. It's in
internet.
someone's DMs, so I don't want to pull up the
No, but I
DMs.
mean, like when you do get the article up, it's just my internet does not seem happy with Discord.
Joins the list of 30 bands. Let's see. I don't think this article is real. Honestly, that I'm looking for it.
Well, I
Did it?
saw something on the Guardian.
Well, yeah, pull up that then. I know there are plenty. I don't think this exact article is real, but yes, there have been many bands who have said no. Like this one on CBS is saying Bruce Springsteen, Rihanna, Phil Collins, Pharrell. I don't know why it doesn't say Pharrell Williams. I assume they
Yeah.
mean Pharrell. John Fogerty, Neil Young, Eddie Grant. Wait, did I say wrong? Did I say Fogerty? Is it Fogerty?
It's Fogerty. It's
Fogerty.
Fogerty.
Panic at the
Yeah,
Disco,
John
REM, and
Fogerty.
Guns N'
And
Roses, and then Adele,
he used a
Celine
Credence song.
Dion, Beyonce, Foo Fighters is the most recent one, and then it's ABBA. So, yeah, people, not people, the bands absolutely despise
Yep.
Trump using their stuff.
It's especially it's especially beautiful coming from the Foo Fighters because I don't know if you heard about the LimeWire thing back in the day with Metallica.
Yes, I know of it, but I don't
We
know specifics about it.
So the
Adonis.
long story
Okay.
short is that LimeWire was a P2P file sharing thing, right?
Yes.
And what it was most used for at the time was sharing music. It's kind of like how Weird Al had his renaissance, was through LimeWire in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Thing is that bands were really pissed about the piracy, especially like Metallica. And
Yes.
Metallica's Lars Ulrich specifically, he went out of his way to basically take down LimeWire.
Yeah, I've heard of
Foo
that.
Fighters, a lot of bands were approached for their like comment on the whole LimeWire thing at the time, and Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, his response was, "I don't care if people are downloading the music for free as long as they're enjoying it." Now he's actually gone out of his way to specifically tell Trump, "No, not you. No, I I care here. You're an asshole." Like just it's a statement because you of like where like Dave's statements on music come from.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Very, very well, very good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Dave Grohl is such a good
yes,
guy.
he is cool. From everything you've told me, he does seem like a really cool guy.
Think of it this way. Dave Grohl is kind of like if Keanu Reeves went into a rock career instead of a
He does. Like, I'm
rap
looking at him right
engineer.
now. He does give those vibes if that's what, like his whole deal. Like just like looking at him.
Yeah, there. He's he's very much like the nice guy. He broke his leg on stage during a gig, went to the hospital, got his leg cast up, came back in a wheelchair, and finished the gig on stage from his wheelchair.
Damn.
I can't think of many artists who would be like, "Yeah, so I broke my leg. Can you patch this up real quick? Because I got to get back on stage."
That's good. That's a good. That's good. Anyway, so we're recording this on Friday, which is not
Yeah,
normally the day we record this because yesterday, the day we
50% of the time we've recorded on a
yes.
Friday.
Well, shush. The day's supposed to be Thursday. It's supposed to be Thursday recording days. Um, but yesterday I was occupied because I was meeting our boyfriend David in person, first time, and it was the best day of my life. I want to talk about it for a bit, mostly because of the fact that we went to a really cool place and it lines a lot with my interests and stuff that I think I have talked about on the podcast. I don't know, but I've definitely talked about in other places. We went to an amusement park, which is like one of my favorite things. Like I love theme parks, amusement parks, like entertainment place. Like so I love all that. I love it, love it, love it. So we went to Six Flags Great Adventure, and I'm gonna pull up. I'll pull up some stuff. So Six Flags Great Adventure. It's in New Jersey, because that's where I live. It is infamous for being like kind of dirty, but it also is home to the tallest roller coaster in the world. Right here. We didn't go on it because I'm terrified of it, but I did go on this yellow one here. That's Nitro.
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go on that tall one either. I wouldn't go on the yellow one either.
I
I
went on
wouldn't
the
go
yellow one.
on
The
any of
yellow
them.
one was awesome. It was the best ride there. Like
I'm terrified of
there's
roller
zero
coasters.
loops. There's no loops in it. There's no loops.
I don't give a shit. It could have like nothing,
It's just
and I
drops.
don't
It's
like
just
roller
up and down
coasters.
and up and down and up and down. It's so good.
Sounds
It's so good.
horrible.
Yes. Oh, this thing's gone. This red thing is gone. I got rid of it. Because no one was going on it. Anyway, so Six Flags. We went to Six Flags. I'll pull up the Wikipedia article. Why not? Uh, this is the view from the Ferris wheel we were on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is old though. This is really
It
old.
really is fucking flat there.
Yeah, this is old as shit because that ride isn't here anymore. This white and red one. That's I think the Great American Scream Machine or some shit. That's not there anymore. This is really old. This is from like the early 2000s. Because came. That's Rolling Thunder over here, which is gone now. This white one. I was on that before it closed. Um, Joker isn't over here. Like this is an old picture. Uh, but yeah, Six Flags Great Adventure is here's Batman and Robin, the Chiller, one of the worst fucking rides ever. Yeah, this is the Great American Scream Machine. Is this white and red one? Superman. This is before Green Lantern came around.
Greenland.
Now defunct Batman and Robin. Well, there's Nitro. I think that's Batman and Robin over there. The Green Lantern replaced the Great American Scream Machine. Uh, there's Rolling Thunder in the distance. Medusa. Where's Medusa? Medusa is like back here somewhere. Oh, I think this yellow one back here, that's Medusa, but it was rethemed to Bizarro, but then got uh rethemed to Medusa for the 50th anniversary, which was here. The Jersey Devil coaster, which was brand newly opened. This thing. I didn't go on this, though. We were gonna go on this. Anyway, so we get there at opening at 11 o'clock. Oh, sorry, not opening. We get an hour after opening, sorry, at 12 o'clock. And me and David meet for the first time. It's so beautiful. We love it. It's awesome. It's great. And well, I'll just use this as the picture we click on to have whatever, fucking whatever. All right, whatever. I'll just close it and have the home screen open up while we talk. So me and David meet with amazing, beautiful, beautiful, amazing. And the first ride I wanted to go on is a scrambler ride, and those are those rides that like swing you. I'll pull up a picture of a scrambler ride. One of these rides, the
Oh
ones
yeah.
these things. Uh, it was called Deja Vu, and it spins you around. It's fun. They're fun because they push you into the person you're sitting with. So it was like a fun way to be like, ha ha, we're being pushed together, ha ha, cuddles, cuddles, ha ha. We went on this. It sounded like it was gonna break, like we were too heavy because all the other people on the ride were children because it was still opening. So it was like still daylight, so all the kids were there. So like like it felt like it was like whenever we would make a turn, and I was like, oh god, this thing's gonna break on us. We're gonna fall off. It felt like we were like lifting the ride to its side. Um, and then when trying to get out, I couldn't get the lock open, but a child was able to figure it out, so they helped me. I literally got outsmarted by a 10-year-old.
I mean, puppy brain to the max. You probably were not thinking very
No, I
straight,
wasn't because
were you?
I was sitting next to my boyfriend and being very flustered and stuff.
Yeah.
Which also is something that popped in my head a few times, but I'm kind of, even though I try to present myself femininely, I do come across as very mask looking in public. So me and David making out, we got a lot of dirty looks.
Yeah.
We got a lot of
Yeah.
dirty looks, but it's okay. It was fun.
I am used to that as well myself.
Yeah.
But
Um,
that would That I avoid that problem now purely by like never being out in public.
No, no. Well,
Like you'd have
yeah.
to dig fairly deep into all of the meta stuff to find a picture of my face, like of what I look like.
No, your Discord profile picture.
Yeah, but that's not really like the best picture to see how somebody looks.
I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. Anyway, so after Deja Vu, we walked around for a bit. I showed him a bunch of the areas of the park because I was like, "Oh, what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do next?" We decided on going on one of those swinging pirate ship rides because it had a short line. It was like a step up from Deja Vu. So we get on that. The line was really short for the middle rows, so we got on the middle row, and David's talking about like sexy like lewd topics, and there's like children all around, and I'm like getting really embarrassed. Like, David, please stop. I don't want to get yelled at by a parent. Please don't. I don't want to get yelled at by some random guy for being disgusting in public. And then like he's saying it, and we're sitting in the very middle row, so across from us is someone who's looking directly at us. So
Mm.
I had to change the topic, and I changed it to penguins. So we started talking about fucking penguins, and like and why they have black on one side and white on the other. And like I'm just like just trying my best to keep the conversation from steering back to something lewd, so that the parent across from me doesn't get angry at me. It was really awkward, but the ride was short, so and it was a good way to get our hearts pumping. So then after that, I had to realize if I want to ride these roller coasters, you know, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet on my fear of heights for a bit. But no, I was like, I had to bit my fear of heights, so we went on the Ferris wheel, and we waited online for so long for that Ferris wheel. And then as soon as it started moving, I was like, oh God, why did I do this? Oh God, why did I do this? Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. And then I had to hold his hand. We talked about FNAF lore to calm me down, and like old superhero trivia and stuff. Shit, like random tidbits of knowledge to calm me down a bit. And it was nice. We took some great photos on the Ferris wheel. It was very pretty. Maybe I'll show one. I'll show some photos. I just have to pull them up.
Careful what photos you show.
See, this photo was taken on the Ferris wheel, and this one was taken at the base of the Ferris wheel. This is when I was trying to show you the height difference between the two of us.
Yeah.
This one was outside the Ferris wheel. But yeah, we have there's many good photos, many good photos, and so yeah, after the Ferris wheel, which took a long ass time, but it wasn't as bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I was able to get through it. I was able to get through it. Um, we got off the Ferris wheel, and I was like, I need food now. So we got some food at the Yum Yum Cafe, which was so overpriced. It was ridiculous. Like it was like $19 for 3 pieces of chicken and some really bad fries. And like it was so fucking bad. The whole way they had it set up too was ridiculously inefficient. You get this is the whole park too. This is how the whole park operates with its food orders. So you go up to the cashier, you make your order, they give you the receipt, and then you have to show your receipt to someone else so that they give you your food. But then you have to go somewhere else to show them a receipt for your drink. But it's all on top of each other, and some people aren't getting drinks, some people are only getting drinks and stuff, so they're like cutting past you, bumping past you, going past you. It's like crowds of people. It looks like you went to you liberated like a prison camp, and then you like were handing out food, and everyone's like at the fucking back of the truck going like, "Oh, please, I need the food." It's like that. That's what it looks like. And trying to like David was online for like 4 minutes just trying to grab the drink he already bought and had the receipt for and everything, just because of how many people were cutting past and cutting in front of him. It was ridiculous. It was
Well, you know, like
ridiculous.
queuing is apparently a British thing, so it sounds reasonable to me that
No,
Americans are
no,
bad at it.
queuing is something that was perfected, and then we ruined it with like fast passes and stuff. So like this is perfectly implemented with Disney, and I was talking about this on actually on queue with David at one point, but um, getting the way the queues worked obviously was you just get online and wait, and then they're like, hey, this is a little too long, let's make it shorter. So there became an option to when the park opened up, you were able to go and take like a voucher, like a save my spot type of voucher for any one ride, and then like it would basically save a seat for you at a certain time of day for one ride. Like, oh hey, I'll grab this voucher, and at 2 o'clock I'll come back and ride Space Mountain, and my spot will be saved. And so you would pull the ticket. It'd be completely free to do this. You pull the ticket, come back at 2, and you're able to just get on the ride with no wait. But you can't. You have to like actually make sure you make it there, right? And this made it so it was like a quick option to go through it without actually having to like wait online, like have to buy extra things, blah 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 blah. But then they're like, hey, we can monetize this. So then they turned it into the Flash Pass, like not the Flash Pass is what Creative Adventure is, but they turned it into Fast Pass, the Disney Fast Pass. And for a while it worked because it still worked in that same system, but you had to buy it and stuff. But then eventually it just became you buy it, you go into a separate line that you still have to wait on, but it's shorter than the other one because not everyone has to buy this, and it's also really expensive to buy it. So you're essentially just waiting online with rich people instead of waiting online with everyone. And they ruined it. So and then that system got copied by like every single theme park ever. So like every single theme park has this broken ass fast pass system, but it doesn't work. It doesn't really matter at Great Adventure because Great Adventure no one wants to go to it, so there's like no lines. The longest line we waited on was probably for the best ride in the park, and it was at the end of the day, and it was like a 30-minute wait, which is nothing compared to Disney lines, which could get up to an hour 30. Um, yeah, ridiculous, ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, no, I remember when I went to a theme park. We only really had one of them here, and
yeah,
it
you
closed
should.
down.
Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, we ate the Yum Yum Cafe. It was disgusting, but worth it. You know, we ate food. My chicken tenders actually weren't that bad. They were just like average chicken tenders, but the fries were really bad. Then we went on the worst decision I did the entire day, which is when we went on a giant water raft ride, and we got completely fucking soaked. Like my shoes the entire day, especially my right shoe, was just like I was walking in a puddle, like just sopping wet. Our shorts were completely soaked. It was a horrible decision. Horrible decision. But I made it anyway because I wanted to go on it, and it was fun, but kind of lazy. Nothing on it. Like it's, like it's the ride to me that showed the biggest like amount of issues with Six Flags Great Adventure and Six Flags in general is that they just don't care. There's no theming ever. There's no like effort to be put into the rides queues or the rides design. It's just, hey, you need a water rafting ride? Okay, we'll put a water, we'll make the rapids, and then that's it. There's nothing to look at. You're just looking at like
Mm,
other rides and stuff while you're on it. But if you were at
To
like
me, it
Disney, there'd be like animatronics, there'd be like music playing, there'd be like stuff happening in the water, there'd be stuff going on a ride like that if it was at Disney or Universal or something.
yeah,
Like it just doesn't happen at Six Flags. It happened a
it
lot.
to me it sounds just like they're kind of just happy being a middle of the ground
Yeah,
sort of
like
theme park. Like nothing, like not everything needs to be Disney. Sometimes it's
no,
just like they already got the world, like you said, the tallest coaster.
yeah, the world's tallest coaster is at the one I was at, King Dakar.
So
Also, the
yeah,
world's tallest
so
drop ride,
I
which is
mean,
attached
there's
to it.
they yeah. So maybe they're just happy being
Yeah,
like
it's
the
it's
people's theme park. Like no,
yeah,
it doesn't need to be Disney. It doesn't need to be. I don't know.
yeah.
Like
People,
it's this whole
Six
like
Flags really
uh,
focuses on like thrills more so than anything else. They don't care about theming or like making sure like. I mean, the part of it comes also from when it gets to be like that. They just don't really keep it clean either. That's the only issue I have with it. It's a very dirty park. It was a lot of like the biggest issue with things like that too is I feel like a place like that did care about like making sure everything wasn't just there for because it feels like when it's like just there for thrills they don't really put effort into things like a queue. They don't put effort into things like your fucking restaurants. Oh my god. Yeah, but I mean theme park food is always bad, but it's never always bad getting the food. Oh, whatever. Anyway, we were soaked, and we're like, hey, let's go on some roller coasters now that we were soaked and wet. And then after that, every single ride we've been on was a roller coaster. And this is where things get interesting because I can actually show photos of these that aren't just generic as shit. So the first ride we went on was the Green Lantern ride, which is infamous because you have to stand. You have to stand to ride this. Yeah, this is it. It's Six Flags. No, this one. Yes, this one. This is it. So you're standing on this ride, and this isn't
So
it. This is the one at Movie World. Where the hell is it?
that seems awful.
This is not it. I want the one at Six Flags. This is a different ride. Well, I have to type in Great Adventure because this is okay. This, yeah. So this is it. It's wonderful, but also at the same time horrific. So you go up on the giant ascent here, and then you swing down, and then you instantly drop into this first yellow loop here. And this loop, oh my god, this loop is so thin. I'm gonna see if I can actually pull up a video of someone riding it. Here we go. So yeah, the ascent goes up. You take a quick belt around, and then you drop into this first fucking loop here, and it's like they used to have smoke coming. Oh, they do have smoke here, but they didn't have it when we were up on it. This loop is ridiculously fucking tight, and it's a lot. The thing with this ride though is it's not it's when rides have like a lot of uh like it's not very tight is what I mean to say. It's a very like big ride. It's not tight. Later rides that we went on were very tight, and when they're like this, I feel like it gives you a bit of like breathing room. But it doesn't matter because you're standing, so it just feels like you're gonna fucking die anyway. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It just felt like my calves were going to explode. I did get a lot of airtime though. I felt like myself coming out of the seat on this ride, like in a good way. Like not like I was unsecured, but like I was getting like some motion to it. It was fun.
Sounds terrifying.
I mean, yeah, if you don't like roller coasters, this is not one I'd recommend going on. This is very much a ride you go on if you like roller coasters. Uh,
Yeah, I got no personal love for roller
I fucking
coasters.
love roller
Mostly,
coasters.
like I don't like. Uh, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I'm a very chilled and laid back sort of person.
Yeah,
So
I was telling David,
so
I'm
this
like,
old is
I was telling David, I was like, yeah, I would never go on King to Ka unless I was with you or Jade, but then I completely forgot that like you would never go on this. You would
yeah
never go
no
on King to Ka. I think you would go on this though. This is
no.
no, trust me, I think you would go on this because this is the worst roller coaster in the park in terms of being fun. It's
I
boring as
think I
shit.
could trust me on this one. Like I could.
Yeah, this is the Dark Knight coaster. It came out for the movie, the Dark Knight movie, and it's there's no photos of it because it's inside, but I can show you a video of it probably, hopefully. Yes, it's a minute long ride. This queue though, it took 40 fucking minutes. And I think this is old, so this is actually the original. Yeah, this is from when the ride like a little after the ride came out. This is when I wrote it, so this is when it actually looked good. See, these lights didn't work when we were on the ride. Um, all right, so none of this was working. Like these lights didn't work. Uh, this is making it a lot more interesting. But it's basically one of those rides that are like switchback rides. They go wee, and they whip you around in sides a lot. And then there's like two drops. It's nothing. It is really just nothing. That guy didn't exist when we went on it. This didn't work when we were on it. Like none of this, nothing at all. And that's it. That's the ride. Like it is miserable. We waited 30 minutes online for this. It was horrible. It was so bad. At least the queue was inside though, so it was air conditioned.
Online.
Yeah, it was the air conditioned. Gizu
It's
were inside.
inline, isn't it?
What?
Or do you mean like you have to wait like in a digital line?
No, it's you had to wait on the line on queue
In the line.
in the line. Yeah, in line.
You stand in line.
You
You just
stand
stand
in line.
on the line.
Well, I was on queue. Whatever. We
You're
were
in the
online.
queue.
We were on the line. Is so they get in.
There's a physical line you stand on.
Shut up.
No, I
Yeah.
was just confused because you kept saying online. And I'm like, what do you mean wait online? I'm very confused by this wait online. I just kind of,
All right. All right. All right.
is it an American thing or am I just missing
It's an
something?
American thing. I guess. I
Oh,
don't know. Yeah, but after Dark
Americans
Knight,
say
we
online.
went on the Batman roller coaster. Or just Batman. Batman's older. Batman's from 92, so it was opened up way back in the day. But Batman is a hanging coaster like this. This ride is really cool. This is another old. This is old. That's a different ride. That's a different park. I don't know what that is. But this ride's awesome. This ride was really good. This one's really tight. This one's really tight. Like you stay like it's a very small ride, but you go through a lot of twists, turns. You would hate this. I do think this is the best roller coaster you can ride though if you want. This is the best ride you can ride if you want a very tight small amount of twists and turns and stuff. But you don't want to go too big. So you go through
Oh,
one loop here. It's an inverted loop. And then you make a twist here into another
I,
loop.
I looked it up, the online versus inline thing.
Uh, turn here.
Apparently, it's just like a New York thing. I'm not even from New York.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's same. Like I mean, a lot of like linguistic things in New Jersey are the same as linguistic thing, like coffee. That's also New York.
Logistics.
Linguistics,
Linguistics. Okay.
linguistics. I shut your fucking trap. And we went on Batman. Batman was Vice. The queue for Batman was really short. Like we got on that ride quick, and the guys ahead of us were like, "Oh, you're only two people. We got like three. Okay, you go on ahead of us." And then we got on like instantly, and it was fun. But then after that, I was like, oh, I need food. So we went and got funnel cake, which we only could get funnel cake fries because they didn't sell funnel cake separately from funnel cake fries, which really pissed me off because I wanted funnel cake, not funnel cake fries. But these are funnel cake fries. They're just it's funnel cake, but they're skinny and short like this. But I wanted this. I wanted the big twisty ones. I didn't want short ones. Didn't even taste good anyway, so it didn't matter. I had a stomach ache though after that, so we sat on a bench and I got petted and we got many bad looks in the crowd. But then we went on the best ride, Nitro. 3 minutes and 20-second long ride, the longest ride in the park, but also like the best one. So Nitro is right next to Batman, and it also has no loops. It's got no loops. It's got no like inversions. Nothing. It's just drops. It's jump. It's up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So you go up this 40-second long ascent. This 40-second long ascent here. I didn't go in the front. We were always in the middle for these rides. I could not. Look at this. It was insane. But it's so fun. That first drop is so fun. And then you go back up and then drop down a drop like the same length here. It's so good. You just keep going up and down and up and down, and it's like the best ride in the whole park. I think you could handle this. You could. There were like small children going on this ride. You can handle this.
I just do like what happens to me on roller coasters is the same thing that happens to me when I like raging at Overwatch, which is to say, I just get very quiet. I just grit my teeth and get through it.
I mean,
And
that's
like,
all right. That's what
is
David was
that
doing. He was smiling
is
though. He was like,
yeah?
"Eee."
It sounded like he enjoyed it.
"Oh, he definitely did. No, he did.
I'm literally
He
just
forced me to
getting
go on
through it,
this."
like the same way you would get through any trauma, really.
I do think you would. I think
So
you would
if
get
that's
through
like
this.
the experience you want to have with me, then
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
let's
You
do
would
it.
like Disney then.
I would probably want to throw things at Disney.
What about Universal? You would like Universal then. Universal's like Disney, but not Disney.
Probably more because of the film side.
Yeah.
Like I was never a Disney kid. I was never interested in like the Disney side of things. So Disney movies, I was never a big fan of those. Like there's a couple of good ones, I guess. Like I like
Well,
Mulan,
a lot of the
obviously,
best
but
Disney rides have zero Disney theming to them. Like Haunted Mansion,
Pirates.
the drop tower thingy. What was it called? I can't remember the name of it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Haunted Tower. I don't fucking remember. What Tower of Terror? Tower
Haunted
of Terror.
Mansion.
Tower of Terror.
Haunted Mansion had a
Well, yeah,
movie.
but it was made from the ride.
Same with Pirates.
The same with the Pirates. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean again. They only added Jack Sparrow on the ride. They have kept it completely unchanged because they added Jack Sparrow on it. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Tower of Terror, Space Mountain, like all these rides that everyone loves. They have zero Disney theming, and then the rides that do have Disney theming typically suck, so you're not going on them anyway. And the ones that do are interesting enough. The ones that are good and have it are interesting enough to where it doesn't matter. Like the Peter Pan ride at least has those incredible little miniatures that everyone loves. So it's like even if it is theming, it doesn't really matter. Like you're not
Mm.
going to Disney really to ride at fucking Avengers Campus or like the fucking Toy Story Land. Those areas suck. You don't go there for that. Or Smugglers, the fucking Smugglers Run Millennium Falcon ride. You don't those rides suck. You don't go to Disney to
My
go to
my
fucking
mother
Star
went
Wars Land.
to my mother went to Disney for a business conference thing.
That's a fun
Like,
paid trip. That's great.
yeah, and then she said like one of the worst things on her trip was because my mom's not like what I'd call worldly.
It's neither with my mom.
So she went and she discovered herself the Blue Man Group. She was out of just like I don't know how long their shows usually go. I
I don't know
imagine it's
either.
at least 90 minutes, at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, like an average show length.
She said she was out there in like 10 minutes.
Oh
She was
my
like, "What the fuck is this shit?" They painted
god.
themselves blue. They were throwing paint. What the fuck is this shit?
I
I'm
love the
out.
Blue Man Group.
I don't think I'd watch them. I
I
think
love
that they're
them.
cool in theory, but they're not entertainment for me, if
I
that
love it.
makes
I
sense.
love it. You know, I
It's,
get it.
it's
Most of what I love from the Blue Man Group came from when I was a kid. They would the 3DS used to have this like like this little app where it would give you four videos that would cycle in and out over the course of like a week, or whatever. And they always had sponsorships. Sometimes it'd be like an advertisement for a new game coming up, or like a short using like a game, like oh here's Wind Waker HD, and they make a little joke out of it. Sometimes they would get like actual shows. Like one show was made by the guys who made Adventure Time. I forget what it was called. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Bravest Warriors. It was Bravest Warriors. They had Bravest Warriors available there and stuff. And one of the things they had available was Blue Man Group videos. So I would just sit there and watch Blue Man Group videos on my 3DS, and it was fun. I liked it.
yeah, no, I don't. I don't think I'd be able to like. I'd probably like if I went to a show, if somebody took me to a show, I'd sit there
Yeah.
and sort of take it in. But I would never spend my own money on that. Like, sorry, Blue Man Group, sorry, like, but it's just not
We just lost the
entertainment for
collab with
me.
the Blue Man Group.
I'll do a collab with them for sure. Like,
What would you do?
Blue Man Group does a lot of
I
stuff.
know,
I
but
would
would
do
you
stuff
stream with the
with
Blue Man
them,
Group?
but
You
I
would
would I would stream it.
stream
Yeah,
Overwatch with the Blue Man Group. None of them are speaking, and
yeah.
they don't have webcams on, so you just have a bunch of people with
They would have webcams
with
on.
the username Blue Man Group 1, Blue Man Group 2, Blue Man Group 3.
No, I
Guys, it's the
believe
Blue
that
Man
they'd
Group.
have webcams on. Every time they die, like paint would fall on them, and they just keep playing like without blinking or anything. I just like what else, right? Like
Yeah, what else? They get
I
bowling
don't
balls
know.
launched at them. I don't know.
America has some very strange acts. America has some very strange acts that
Like
has come out of
what are
it.
they?
But like
Siegfried and Roy.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Siegfried and Roy.
Except the fact they got mauled by a tiger.
I mean, look, you work with wild animals. That's a risk they both accepted. You know, it's kind of like on them. They decide that is the line of work they decided on. That was not. They didn't become an accountant. They weren't forced into it. They like did that because that was what they did. You know, who
Yeah.
I like though is Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller.
Yeah, I don't watch much of Penn Teller. I don't know much of them.
You
Little
see,
before my time, if that's a little scary to say.
yeah, maybe, but like I remember back, it must have been like in the 2000s. They had a TV show
Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah.
called Penn and Teller's Bullshit. was like before they had their Magic TV shows or any of that stuff. That I think was their first TV show. I wouldn't remember right now, but it was essentially them taking down like dumb things like flat earthers and you
Like a
know
debunking
energy,
show.
a debunking show, yeah, but done by Penn and Teller,
Yeah, it
and
seems fun.
it really was fun. They really have a certain way about them.
Yeah, they remind me that concept reminds me a lot of MythBusters, which
Yeah,
I loved MythBusters. That
Mythbusters
that
is
that
absolutely
that
amazing.
was one of my favorite shows when I was younger. Fucking loved
Mythbusters,
MythBusters.
I can say Mythbusters in almost every aspect is some of the best television you can sit down and watch
Absolutely, yes. It was my mom always
because
hated it though.
it
She
is
would always make us turn it off,
entertaining
but
as
it's
fuck.
so good.
It is entertaining as fuck. It is educational as fuck. It is, personality. Like there, the
Vibing
people
with
are
personality.
passionate. You can see the people want to be there.
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. The thing with Mythbusters though is I came to it a little too late. Like I got there like the last season that the second team was there, like the three the trio. I forget their fucking names. I forget like all their names except for Jamie.
Yeah,
Except for Jamie and
Jamie
Adam.
Heineman,
Jamie, Adam, and Adam.
Adam Savage.
Yeah, but the rest of them, I can't remember the rest of their names. But I left.
Yeah,
I started
they.
watching when like the rest of them left, and then
I
the
watched
last two
the
was just.
early years and I fell off later on because
I mean, it
in
was
South
still good.
Africa,
It was still good all the way through.
yeah, no, it always stayed good. Carrie Byron was the
Carrie
one,
Byron,
one of the,
yes.
yeah. Um,
I forget the other
in
two's
South
names.
Africa, they only showed Mythbusters on the History Channel, and the only way
Of
to
course,
get access
of
to the
course.
History Channel in South Africa was by getting DSTV. DSTV is super expensive. Like,
Uh,
there's a whole thing in South Africa about how bad DSTV is because, like, in the US, you have multiple cable companies, right?
yeah.
DSTV is like digital satellite television. It's
Mm,
like before streaming, it was how South Africans had access to like American TV stations, American like
right.
latest movies, latest series. All of that was through DSTV, and I didn't have that as a kid. So I usually watch that shit like at friends' houses.
Yeah,
But
I see.
like it's
Yeah.
actually quite funny now. The way that DSTV kept their head above water as far as like money goes
Mm.
was that they have in South Africa like the sole license to show rugby.
Wow. I
And you
I
know
hear
South
that shit all the
Africa and
time.
rugby,
I hear that shit all the time. Yeah, but
right? So
like India,
DSTV
like a little side note,
is the
India. The only way India can watch like cricket or whatever the fuck is through Disney Plus.
yeah, so like what's happening now is that their license they're struggling to afford even that because
Yeah.
when they've lost their subscribers to like Netflix and all these streaming services, they basically just raise the price. So
Classic
they
strategy. That'll get in more
classic
people.
strategy.
More people will come
So
in when there's no money.
on DSTV, you don't have option to say like, oh, I want these channels, I don't want these channels. You either get like the full 1,000+ rand package or like, worthless.
Yeah.
It's actually so bad, but it's now reached a point where DSTV is collapsing slowly, but it's in the process of its collapse. Basically, the joke now is that DSTV has, I think, like over 100 channels, but no matter which channel you go to, that channel is just playing reruns of itself. It's the same things every week. Like, there's been a time, because my mom had DSTV,
Mm.
there was a time for like over a year, I'd visit her and we'd just rewatch the same episodes of like the inane stuff she'd put on.
Wow.
Like she liked like Storage Wars and
Oh, Storage Wars. Peak
like
American like
porn
trash TV.
stars. Yeah, like what the History Channel became. She loved the
Yeah.
History Channel, but like
God, I
the
fucking hate the
bad
History
part.
Channel. Why the fuck is
You
like
know, the
Pawn Stars on the
bad
History Channel? I never understood this.
because
Like, why?
like
Why?
because they get like quote unquote historical items, but like all of those shows have
This
been
is the
debunked,
gun that
haven't they?
Hitler
Or
used to kill himself. Well,
haven't those shows all
Some of Pawn
been?
Stars was legit, but a lot of it was fake, as far as I know. I know there was real stuff on Pawn Stars though.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Whenever
saying
it was
that there was
mundane.
nothing real, but it was very much more. It was much more of a controlled environment than they painted it to be.
Yeah, let me real quick see.
And
Uh,
one, and what was the other one with the? There was a
you
couple
said
of them.
Storage Wars is the other one you said, but I don't think it's
Storage
History Channel.
Wars. There was another one with a pawn shop. There were two different shows with pawn shops. One was Pawn Stars.
I don't remember the other one.
I don't even remember which one Pawn Stars was because there was one
Pawn
with an
Stars was the
old
one with
guy,
Rick
the
something.
old guy, like Jersey guy.
Yeah, that's the one with like Chung and everything. Pawn Stars. Let me see real quick.
No,
Was
is
it?
that the one with Chum Lee and
Yes,
the
yes.
bald?
Pawn Stars.
Okay.
So yeah,
Chum Lee went
Rick
to prison,
Harrison,
didn't
Chumley.
he?
Yes, he did because he was smuggling drugs or some shit. Yeah, this is
Doing
the
the
one that
right
everyone talks
stuff.
about. This is the one everyone talks about. This had
Chum Lee, the
Rick
legend.
Harrison, uh
Chumley, if you're out there,
Corey
you
Big
fucking
Boss
legend,
Harrison,
you fucking
Chumley.
insane person.
Hold on, let me see his arrest. Legal troubles. Chumley's home is raided during the course of the investigation. Sexual assault allegations. During search of residence, police found
Insane.
crystal meth, marijuana, Xanax, and multiple firearms. Evidence of possible cocaine use was also found. He was arrested but posted bond. And then later that month, he was charged with 20 felonies, including drug and weapon charges. His lawyer confirmed that Russell had pleaded guilty to the weapon charges and a misdemeanor, 3 years of probation and counseling. So he just had a lot of
Yeah.
guns and drugs and
Like
sexual
low
assault.
key Chumley, the idiot kid from fucking Pawn Stars, was like secretly Scarface back in.
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted to Google the History
Can you just
Channel's.
imagine if he was the if you went like in and you got into this drug underworld and you're like you're gonna meet the kingpin today and you walk in and
It's
it's
fucking
fucking
Chumley.
Chumley. It's like, excuse me, guys, you're all fucking taking orders from Chum
Miserable,
fucking Lee.
miserable. Oh, wait, I wanted to look at the list of shows that the History Channel has and has had in the past. So
There's a pull up. I
there
need to
is
see the
currently
name.
there is currently zero scripted program. Oops, there's currently zero scripted programming on the History Channel. If you go to current programming, it's only unscripted things. There is zero scripted shows on the History Channel. You know what that means?
Forged in Fire was cool.
That means there's no actual history documentaries on the History Channel.
No, but Forged in Fire is cool.
Yeah, Forged in Fire is cool. Forged in Fire is very cool. The
I'll
food
take
that built
Forged in
America.
Fire.
This show is cool. This show's neat. The food that built America. It talks about like
Go
different
back
foods in
to
American
this.
history.
I
It's
need
neat. This one's
the
an
name
actual
of that
real show.
other show.
Ancient
There was
Aliens is
another.
dog shit. This is the worst thing that's ever been
Yeah,
put on
that's the
TV.
meme show, right? The
Yeah,
meme one.
yeah. Mountain Men,
Swamp People is terrible.
Swamp People, Pawn Stars,
It must be under former
Secret of
programming then.
Skinwalker
What's
Ranch. Yeah, this one's another one of those schizo shows. The Toys That Built America is neat. It's another one of those like with the Built America shows. The Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd. God damn, that must be insane because Dan Aykroyd is
Dan?
insane.
Dan. Dan.
The Unexplained
God.
must be with William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner.
Yeah, and the oh wait, I forgot. You know, scripted doesn't mean I forgot scripted doesn't mean like actual. Yeah, like scripted means like a show, like
The
a
script
drama.
was written, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
But
means. Okay, I was stupid. I didn't really.
and what's the name of the other Pawn Star show?
I don't know. Pawn. Let's find a pawn shows.
It would have been on that page if you scrolled further
It would have been
down.
Pawn Star. Yeah, but with Hardcore Pawn.
Heart, that's the other one.
This is not on History
That
Channel. This is on True TV.
Okay, well, it came on our History Channel.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same History Channel you got. It was a South
Yes.
Africanized version of the History Channel with licensed shows from the US.
Oh,
The thing
interesting.
is, we didn't get True TV.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So
So they put it into other
this show
programmings.
was fucking wild to me. This show had the
Les Gold.
yeah, this Les Gold is a character. He's
Perception.
I wouldn't be surprised if uh if he had legal troubles.
Let's click his thing. He's philanthropy though. He does like this Wikipedia article is like nothing. There's nothing on this guy. He
He look,
disappeared.
the show is shot like in Detroit, right?
Yeah, it's all 8 Mile
He's
listed in
from
here.
Detroit. So you can imagine he's like the black shirt, gold chain, old guy. Like they don't show a picture of him on his Wikipedia
No,
page.
no.
You gotta see what he looks like and you'll understand what
He's
I'm
exactly
saying.
what I thought he looked like.
Yep, yep.
My name is Les
Don't fuck
Gold.
with me. I'm Les Gold. We buy your gold. Like, you know, this dude is scary.
He's really big ears.
And like it feels like he's not doing the kind of crime where he's like robbing people. It feels like he's doing the kind of crime where he's like, so we lent you 10,000 last week. This week we break your fucking legs. Like that's what he feels like to me.
That's what he looks like. I'm looking here. We have some old shows. I remember Vikings.
Vikings
Vikings
was
went on for
good.
way too long.
Maybe it went on for way too long, but it was good. Number one and number two, the band that did that sort of intro has become one of my favorite bands to just throw on.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
Trevor
it was
Morris.
Fever Ray. No, no, not
Fever. They
Ray.
meant yeah, it's a Fever Ray. Oh, this. I could see why you like them now. Now I'm looking at the lead singer here.
Yeah, that's Karen Dreyer.
Oh, it's not a band. It's just one person named that. Okay. Okay.
That's
Anyway,
Karen Dreyer. Yeah, Fever Ray is like a musical project type thing.
the Bible. It seemed they did a bunch of
No,
miniseries on famous presidents. They have one for Lincoln, FDR, Grant, uh, Kennedy, Teddy Roosevelt, and Washington. That's
would it
neat.
surprise you to know that as far as I've met, like pale South Africans like Reagan?
That's not surprising in the slightest, considering Reagan's proclivities to supporting certain
But also,
political movements in
remember,
South Africa.
we didn't see Reagan from a policy perspective other than foreign policy.
Exactly, yeah, no. So it's like he was very
Reagan
much
really
sympathetic
wasn't
to the
aggressive.
apartheid. Uh,
Yeah, wasn't
gov-
aggressive to South Africa.
yeah, he was not at all. He was like, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Look at all these 9/11 documentaries they made on the History Channel.
Conspiracies, fact or fiction.
Where do you see that?
Just too many 9/11
Oh,
conspiracies.
I love 9/11 conspiracies. We talked about 9/11 in like episode 1, didn't we?
We like it comes up
We
a
have
lot.
we have 4 episodes of this podcast, and in half of them we have talked about 9/11.
I
Look at
mean,
all these fucking UFO shows they have.
topical, right?
Monster
Nostradamus
Quest.
effect. I actually saw that.
You
It's
really?
awful.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
is. 12 episodes from 2009, like just for 2 months.
Yeah, that's the year I matriculated.
Wait, there used to be there was a pilot for an alternate history show on the History Channel. Alternate history show pilot History Channel, where it was what if the Germans won World War? It was Spike. It was Spike, not the History Channel. Spike.
I would believe from Spike TV. I would believe it.
This is it, yeah. It was like what if or is someone talking about it? This might be someone talking about it, I have no clue. Uh I think this is it. No, that's someone posting a video about it.
I
Um,
feel like, can it just be said that alternate history people, like, it's very interesting to talk about alternate history, but like alternate history people who take it to the level of like making videos and stuff,
well, no, I
I
like that
feel
content.
like
I think there is an
I
issue.
like
There is
some
an
of the
issue.
content, as I said, but there's definitely a theme
Yeah,
with
like
those.
the guy who came. I am subscribed to this channel, the Alternate History Hub. I do watch his videos. His old stuff, like this video, is not good, but
They,
like,
they seem fine. I don't know much about them personally, but there's that other one that's I
oh yeah,
won't
what if
mention.
Althist? What if Althist
Right?
is a
Yeah,
Nazi? And also Mr. Z
yeah.
or Monsieur Z, whatever the fuck. Yeah, but this thing is basically like this is the type of it that's just dumb. They're like, oh, if the Germans got jet bombers, then they would have been able to win the war. And here's Hitler on Hollywood stars and stuff.
Anniversary of Liberation Day. Hollywood comes out in full force to give our
Basically, it's like the
red
most
carpet
lazy
treatment.
way of telling alternate history, where it's like, oh, it's our world, but Nazis instead, like Nazi moon landing and Nazi CNN called NNN. Like it's just so stupid, and it's like they go from the 40s to the modern day with no changes to history at all, and it basically they wanted to be like, oh, look, here's Hitler's face on the Mount Rushmore.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, oh, then they start using social media to detect Jews and Mexicans, kick them out of the country. But like, it only took them until like, look at this. This is just so lazy and dumb. This is just so lazy and dumb. This is like Man in the High Castle with zero thought put into it. But yeah, that stuff
That's
sucks.
so
But
wild.
yeah, yeah, alternate history does have an issue with a lot of Nazis doing wish fulfillment. I think the
Yeah.
reason there are some people who get set out apart from it. Like there's a channel called Potential History, which I sometimes watch a video of, and he's good on stuff too. He normally is very
'Cause
critical of
I
old governments.
personally, what I would find, like, right, and this goes back to my like dislike of with the Romans, but I'd like to see what alternate history would come up with along the lines of like, what if the Romans didn't, you know,
Oh yeah, that
convert?
guy I told you about alternate history. He has a whole like 3-part series on that.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that. I
Yeah,
should go and check out the
he has a
content. It's
whole
been a
bunch of
while.
videos. He's got like videos of like what if the conquistadors lost, or what if Russia never was formed, or what if Alaska was never, so like small stuff, big stuff. What if this continent existed? What if this continent didn't exist? What if Britain wasn't an island? Like it's just fun stuff. He does sometimes like a lot of his old stuff is a lot of those generic scenarios, but he likes. I think it's good when people in a medium in a genre of content don't just do the basic like blah 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 like topics that everyone does, but they get creative with it and stuff. He also wrote a book, I believe, too. He wrote a book
Ooh.
called the Atlantropa Chronicles or something. So it's based on it's based on a story. Not story. It's based on a proposed plan, I think by the Nazis, I think, where they wanted to drain the Mediterranean Sea in order to make more land for people to live on. Like this is just like like obvious Nazis being insane. So the book is about them doing that, but it's a complete disaster, obviously. And the Mediterranean just becomes this big like desert with giant like Howl's Moving Castle style like giant machines that roam that people live on and stuff. I haven't actually read it, but I feel like it'd be nice. I feel like it'd be chill because it's probably not
Sounds
that.
good.
Yeah, it sounds interesting, and the art style is neat. Yeah, I do recommend watching. Maybe we'll watch a video of his together sometime. I do like
Yeah,
his
as I
second
said,
channel more. But
I specifically wanted you mentioned that three-part series of like what if the Romans didn't like Rome.
yeah.
So because here's the thing, right? The Romans kind of are a turning point in history
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely. There are just some
like
that
once they
video.
convert,
A lot of that video is basically like, yeah, without the Romans, there wouldn't be any modern religion, any Judaism, no Christianity or Islam really, because they all kind of depended on the rise of Rome. There wouldn't be like
Well,
And I,
Judaism would have been a Middle Eastern
you know, but
religion.
it would have been a local small religion that didn't get much traction because the Roman
Yeah,
Empire was able to help
like
spread it by having like roadways and stuff built. So
yeah.
stuff like that. Like Judaism would just remain another local small religion that never got anywhere. Like any like old ancient
But a lot
Sumerian
more of
religion.
those would also exist in theory.
Yeah. He says like a lot of religion in Europe would be more polytheistic things. Like the Greek pantheon would be the most prevalent prolific
Prevalent.
prevalent religion and stuff. Like
Would do
the
you
third video is
think
almost
do
entirely
you
focused on religion.
do you think that the Greek pantheon would be the most prevalent? Do you think that they would in
It's
that
impossible to
world,
tell.
in
It's
that
impossible.
alternate
It would
world?
depend on what Greece does because at the time Greece was so Alexander did his conquest and then he died and then the generals
Where does his diverge? Where does he diverge?
he
When
diverges it.
Rome
So basically Rome
conquers
what
or when Rome converts? Because those are two very separate
no.
times.
So back when Rome was just a city, he
Right.
basically has
City
it just
state.
gets wiped out by its neighbors. That's it.
Okay.
Because back in the day,
Okay.
back then,
It
when a
just
city got
loses a battle and goes the
when
way
a
of
city
many city
yeah when a
states.
city got raised back then, it was just gone. So he's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Like their neighbors, the Etruscans up north, just came down and just razed it to the ground, and then there was nothing. It was just dead. That was it. Just status quo. Nothing changes. And I kind of forget how the scenario goes, but I'm pretty sure he talks about the barbarians and what we consider barbarians,
Okay.
like
Well,
Goths,
considering you don't
Ostrogoths, Visigoths,
remember,
Huns,
you don't
Gauls,
remember
Celts, and stuff.
oh yes, the Gauls as well, and the what did happen to the Mongols?
Well, the Mongols is a different era.
Well, yes, but later, right?
Wait, the Mongols and Rome never existed at the same time. You mean the Huns?
Yes.
Well, the Huns are in like what we call Ukraine and Romania nowadays. That's what the Huns were. And they just kind of
They didn't
dissipated.
start there.
They weren't really interested in creating an empire or anything. They just kind of stopped. They got beaten out by like the Byzantines and Turks and not Turks. I'm stupid. Like the Byzantines. I actually don't remember that era of history is very foggy to me. But I'm pretty sure they just kind of like stopped existing after a while. Like they a lot of them dissipated and some settled different things. Like just kind of adopted new cultural styles because like they were just raiders essentially the Huns like were the rest of the northern European tribes like the Gauls and the Germans and
But you
stuff
see,
were
what
more
I'm
like
saying is that
just
where you just said now, like the Hun, like part of the reason the Huns were pushed and stopped where they were with like the Byzantines and all of them, but those wouldn't have risen up in the way that they did if
yeah
not for
that's what I'm saying that happened in real life but I don't remember what happens in the alternate history scenario. It'd be a fun thing for
yeah.
us to watch together maybe later today if you want after stream. Oh wait, no, I'm going to my I don't know if I can actually call later today. We
Are
could watch
you
at
are
some point.
you are you gonna be out today?
Yes, this whole weekend I'm out. It's one of those weekends. Um,
Oh, should I put off the Disco Elysium?
well, no, I'll be here before the end. Before, like, I'll be here. I'm leaving like in a couple hours, but uh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Um, there's shit
I
ton of
can put
Discord
off
people.
Disco Elysium for like next week. I need to check my internet still if I'm able to stream because I don't know if you've noticed, but
It's been
even me
dropping.
moving
Yeah,
my mouse,
I've noticed. Yeah.
does this look natural?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm seeing your screen share, and my mouse looks pretty bad, but it doesn't seem like my download is bad, if you get what I'm saying. Like
No.
I can like open things fairly quick. Things load, you know.
Yeah.
So it's my up because when I look at my screen share, it says bad things, bad things. So I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I've noticed it,
Hmm.
and you have your audio has been a little like choppy at times, mostly because like internet reason, like any internet type of choppy. But I don't know
Yeah.
if it's that big of an issue. Internet just sucks. Like why does it always suck? Why is it bad? Why does internet get
Well,
bad?
everything, all of the servers that are really, really important are in your country, and I live in a third world country.
Aren't they in
So
like Korea too and shit? Doesn't Korea have like the fastest internet in the world?
Korea has the fastest internet average, but like it doesn't mean that they have the fastest internet, like at all. It's just most of their people have super fast internet, so the average is much higher. But like
Isn't that exactly what I mean though?
The US has pretty fucking fast internet in some places, right?
Yeah,
Faster than South Korea even.
yeah, but not on
But
average,
a
so it doesn't
lot
matter.
more, yeah, on average, because you have them like, center of your country that's like a black hole of Nazis.
There's only one part that's like a black hole of Nazis. The rest of it's just a black hole of farm, but that black hole of Nazis is like huge. It's the
Yeah,
north
but
part
the
of
black
Idaho.
hole of farm keeps supporting the Nazis too.
Yeah, but not for any ideological reasons, just because they're stupid. So I wouldn't call
Yes,
them.
that's
Yeah, I guess it's true.
it's the outcome remains the same.
Yeah, but when I hear like black hole of Nazis, I just think of like actual guys in like Nazi uniform militias and stuff, and I'm like, this is like that, like yeah, they're not like that, but they are supporting like yeah. But yeah,
No,
it is funny though because there is a legit part of Idaho, like the northern part of Idaho, is just like Nazi militia types just walking around and
I
shit.
don't know if I ever told you the story, but I got personally threatened by
You have told me the story.
self-identified
You have told
Nazis.
me that story. Yes.
Yeah, it is very, very
But now
you
he's like a
know,
loser online and just sits there and streams.
I don't know, it could be, or could, no, not that one.
Oh, a
I'm
different
talking
one.
about like,
So you
I'm
got
talking
threatened
about
by Nazis a
in,
different time.
in, um, in Austria.
Oh shit! This is a different story.
Yes, this is real like Austrian German speaking Nazis in like Nazi, patches on their
Nazi
fucking
Germany.
clothes. Like, and we were on the tram, and I was like a bit of an edgy kid, so I had like anarchist signs and tags and stuff on my bags and on my clothes and shit. And these motherfuckers waltzed in, and they looked at me, and they like they greeted me and I greeted back. They could tell very quickly I wasn't German. And then they just said in English, like, listen, we're only going to tell you this one time. Don't walk around with those tags.
Fucking losers.
Losers, perhaps, but I'm a little fucking person. And there were like 6 of them. I was just like, I understand. I literally just said, like, yes, I understand. And then
In a
once
real
the tram
country,
stopped, I got off and I fucking left.
in
I
a real
just walked
country, and
away.
not Austria. Hell, if this was Germany, those people would have been tackled by a cop like 4 hours ago because it's illegal to wear those patches. This is why. Why didn't Austria do that? Why didn't Austria have those fucking laws?
Maybe they do, and these people just didn't give a fuck. But Austria is also like a place that was pretty cool for the fact that, like, I think I got out of the airport, and in less than 60 seconds, I saw people just walking around in like full punk clothes. Like,
Yeah,
it's the middle of
yeah,
the day, and it's
yeah.
just like they're hanging out and they're in
It's in
full
America
punk
too.
like
I saw plenty
outfits.
of that at
You
Great
don't
Adventures today.
see that in South Africa.
No, I bet not. South Africa seems like an extremely conservative country.
You might see people not be conservative, I'll say that.
Yeah,
But it's actually kind of rare to just see like even the punk people are just here out in like jeans and a shirt.
yeah.
Because, how do I put it? There's a play in South Africa, people will be very quick not to take you seriously, and the moment that happens, like,
It'll never come back. Like they'll never. Like you've lost it. Right.
yeah, well, I've I've basically live in what is considered the nicest like province, state, if you will,
Yeah, Western Cape.
Western Cape.
Mm.
And like the joke is that the rest of the country says everybody who's lived their lives in the Western Cape is pampered. That's the
Mhm.
perception. Because we don't know. People in the Western Cape apparently just don't know what it's like out there in the real on quote unquote South Africa. So
I think when people have that type of attitude, it's just like yeah, I understand. I mean, maybe it's just because in America, when people say stuff like that, it's because the people who say stuff like that in America are people who live in the sticks, and a lot of that is stuff they bring upon themselves because they resist any sort of aid when it does come, and they constantly vote out the people who can give them the help they need. But so I'm giving this a bit of an American perspective to this.
accurate,
Yeah, no, in America, when people
accurate.
are like, and people in America are like, oh yeah, those damn fucking city slickers ruining our way of life out here in the country. I'm gonna vote Republican so that they can
It is,
constantly break up all
and
union support and constantly break up any sort of labor rights, and then make it so it's difficult to live my life. But I don't know that because I just think that the
it's
Republicans are the working class party.
it's basically an open secret here that our government is just corrupt. Like at
Yeah,
every level,
yeah,
at
yeah.
almost every level, from local government all the way up to like the very top. As I've said, like finding US dollars, millions of US dollars in cash under your president's bed in their personal home is a very questionable thing to find when you live in a third world country. But we've just come to accept that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why a lot of the country is in the state that it's in, is because there's this acceptance of the corruption. Because I think it's so, in my opinion at least, like I'm not a political specialist or not, it's just, I'm not the expert, but it really seems to me that a lot of it is due to people just like benefiting. Too many people benefit from how corrupt everything is because I don't know, like obviously there's still the people getting screwed over, people living in poverty,
Yeah.
but it's just it benefits too many people. The companies are too big, like Eskom, for example. Eskom is the electricity provider in South Africa. It's the only one. It's not a private organization, but it's not a government organization. It's half of both and neither at the same time. Any problem you have with it therein means that you go to the private sector of Escom and they say like, okay, it's a problem with the government part, and then the government part says no, it's a problem with the private part, and it's like at the end of the day, we had load shedding for like 15 years.
Mm.
We couldn't keep the lights on. I mean, thankfully now load shedding is over, but also it's the first time, like the recent election we had fucking shook up our government.
Oh yeah, no, I was paying attention to it even before we started talking. I was like subtly, like half paying attention to it, but then after we met, I was very much invested in it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like the ruling party lost per
Yeah,
se,
it's more of like a oh shit, we almost lost.
but it's not even like they almost lost. It's the fact that they controlled such a majority previously that they could do anything in government. Like the fact that they were corrupt didn't matter because the only people overseeing them were themselves.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
whereas now they've lost so much of a chunk of that power that even though they hold the majority kind of the power, they won the election, the amount of seats they have
yeah.
is like
It's lower. It's not a
vastly
majority
smaller.
anymore. It's not a super majority.
Yeah,
They need to actually work with
and
the other parties now if they wanna get anywhere, which is why
that's
they did
what
that
they've done.
coalition. Yeah, they did the coalition with Zuma.
No, not with
Not
Zuma.
Zuma.
They
What's his name?
eventually specifically
What's
didn't
Zuma? Oh, I'm
end up.
getting names confused here. Which is the one that got kicked out of the party for being really corrupt, and then they're working with him again?
They're not working with him again. He got kicked out of the party for being really corrupt. He
So,
started his own party, which won in only his province and like the neighboring shitty
okay.
province.
So, which is the one they're working with now? Oh, they're working
They're
with
working with it.
the
They're working with like the
the
DA, the party they've been fighting
yeah
the
the
hardest against. Because
yes, the
the
Western Cape
quote
Party.
like, well, they're not really officially the Western Cape Party,
But that's
but
where
it
the
is
big
where
voter
their
base
power
is.
base.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
I
that's
was wrong
also
there. I was
another thing people
stupid.
point to in the Western Cape is that, hey, it's only this nice here because we have the DA running things. Like the Western Cape is the only province that has its own police force separate from the national police force.
Hmm.
There's a national like SAPD or
Yeah.
no, it's the
Yeah.
SAPS, South African Police Services.
And then there's the
And
Western
then
Cape. Yeah, we were talking about this with Sadiq at one point.
yeah. So like the Western Cape is nice for those sorts of reasons. Like we just have less, we still have corruption. This is
Yeah.
how it works. But the corruption doesn't seem to be as bad in the Western Cape.
Yeah. It really is unfortunate because in I'm sure in 1994 and Nelson Mandela and everything during his presidency, I'm sure it looked, especially to the rest of the world, like things are going to be good now. Things are looking up. We got this. We oh, we finally got apartheid ended and we're a democracy and things are
The
going to be
long
great.
walk to freedom,
And
you
then
know.
and then it just becomes corruption and corruption and corruption and corruption and
The
corruption.
thing is that it was a slow descent because of Nelson Mandela being just like the best human being in the history of the planet. Fight me.
I mean,
But
I won't really argue that.
like after he stepped down by choice after one term as president, we're like the Americans can have two terms. You know, he
Yeah.
purposely stepped down, giving up all that power, and basically just like went home and wanted to be left alone and live a quiet life. Like he was just that kind of person. The first president after him was Mbeki.
Hmm.
And Mbeki seemed like an okay guy. He was very much what I'd consider a centrist. The status quo. He just continued what he was doing, but a little bit of a businessman too. So, got nailed for running guns with the neighboring people for like under the table cash and shit. You know, as presidents are wont to do.
Yeah.
So he got thrown out, and then we got Jacob Zuma.
Then he was the complete fucking corrupt,
Wow.
like the most openly corrupt president ever. Like just horrible. And now you have you've thrown him out, and he started his own party.
He was thrown out for basically being a felon. Like he started his own party, and then I think like a month before the elections he was in court because basically it says you cannot run for the presidency if you've spent more than 12 months in prison for a crime.
Wow.
And he spent 13 months in prison.
Yeah.
So he couldn't legally run for president. Or he could run. They said like you can technically run, but you cannot become president. You cannot like take the seat. Your
I see.
party can
They
the
can
party
win,
you
but they have to elect
created
someone
can
else.
win, and you can be president of the party, but somebody else will be president of the nation.
Yeah, a part of me really thinks that America should bring that, but also a part of me is like, I don't know. I like the idea of the presidency being open to anyone, but also at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't think Trump should be able to run for president. He's got like 34 felons, but also it's like, I think here's a good compromise. Here's a good compromise. If you're arrested for a crime that would compromise your job as president, like something like, I don't know, selling state secrets, or like, I don't know, inciting an insurrection on the Capitol, or I don't know, having Kid
You need
Rock
to
look
be
at battle
found
plans.
guilty of any of
Yeah,
those things
yeah, no,
first
but like,
anyway.
yeah, but then also like, maybe it's also like, I don't know, having Kid Rock see the battle plans for Iran, which is a real thing that happened.
So here's two things that need to change, in my opinion, from an outsider. So here you have a complete outsider's perspective.
Yes.
Number one, burn the electoral college.
Oh,
That
absolutely,
shit's not working.
absolutely.
That shit's not
That's the
working.
only way that
Straight out the
Republicans
gate,
still win. By the way, Republicans would never win
straight
it.
out the gate, burn the electoral college. Number two, if somebody breaks the law, what qualifies them to lead the nation? I ask you.
Well, I'm talking about like a
being
law break, because like, what if
politician
it's
does
like?
not-
Well, I'm thinking of like, what if it's like some like a law, like he got arrested in like his 20s because he was fucking doing weed and it was illegal back then or something.
That's a moralistic law about like
That's what I'm saying though. But it would still
personal use of something. But if they break an
if that's what I'm
actual
saying. That's what I'm saying.
human law,
If it's like, oh, you can't run for president if you've broken the law, then that would make it so he's ineligible to run for president, and I don't want that. So
because
stuff like that.
in my mind, the look, there's a political problem with the US. But on another note, I don't. This is ideological on my side because it's South Africa as well, and basically every country in the world basically doesn't pass my test for what should really be in law. And I believe that things like personal drug use should be legalized.
Oh,
This is a
I agree.
controversial
I
opinion.
agree, but it doesn't matter because it's not the
Right.
case, so you can't really make laws about that if it's not the case. So like what I'm
Yeah.
saying is like yeah, that what I agree. I agree that like it shouldn't be a crime to do that, but the matter of the fact is it is and was a crime. So like yeah, like I understand, but it doesn't really matter.
Because the thing is that I understand that the instinct to criminalize it because it's not like, oh, drug users are thieves. It's like I've met drug users who are not thieves. So what you've said is just straight wrong. So why not make thieving illegal? There you go. There's the law. There's a law. Don't steal from other people. What you put in your own body is your business, not a business of the government. Same with laws around like banning abortion. Like
Yeah,
why
exactly.
why is the government involved in this? The whole weird thing about Republicans, this whole weird line is fucking perfect.
It
Exactly for
is.
that reason,
He's
because it comes down to like what should be in law shouldn't be made like purely moralistically. It should be realistic to like people's lives.
yeah.
It should be to improve people's lives. And if you have a drug problem in your country, right?
Yeah.
That's not an indication that drugs are like contagious like the fucking flu. It means that the people in your country are not happy. Because happy people don't really need to rely on taking drugs. Drugs come around because, people want to escape. It's escapism.
Yeah.
I have used substances in my life, and it is pure escapism.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's and like I think a lot of it comes from the fact that this is most people when it comes to this sort of like how do we stop this crisis or something, whether it be drugs or crime. A lot of people are like, oh, we need to fight it. We need to fight it. This is common in like most countries. That's the most
Yes,
common
the
reaction. But
US
really,
does have that idea, like the
the
war on
issue,
drugs,
yeah,
the imagery,
the war on crime. Like it's we have to combat it. We have
war
to
on
combat
crime.
it in the streets. But really, it's a prevention game. It's about preventing this from happening,
Yeah,
not about stopping it in its tracks. It's about stopping it from happening, and that's where a lot of people get stuck on this sort of thing. Like police. Like if we're talking about just police and crime, like police can't prevent crime. They're not superhuman. They can't know when a guy's about to pull a gun out in a fucking park because they can't see through his coat to see a gun. Like you way you prevent that is you prevent the situation from a guy pulling a gun out, whether that be maybe he would like there's a million ways you could have prevented that. Like, oh, you could have made it so people who were a threat to other people through like I don't know, like criminal, like background checks and stuff. Oh, he wouldn't have been allowed to get a gun. Like people always say, oh, if guns background checks become harder, if guns become harder to get, then people are just gonna get them illegally. No, I don't know about you, but I don't know a single way to buy a gun illegally. Like most people who buy guns and do their shootings aren't gonna do the shooting if they can't easily get a gun, because it's more of like a spur of the moment decision. A lot of times, yeah, if someone's gonna do a mass shooting and if
if
they're
it
gonna do
isn't ideological, then usually it is a spur of the moment
yeah,
thing.
and a lot of the times, even when it's ideological, because those people still buy their guns legally, and if they have background checks, they're not gonna. Well, if they have
The thing
background
is,
checks, then it's not the thing about the suburban moment decisions is if the suburban moment the things are the things that'll get flagged by background checks because it'll mostly be history of mental illness and a history of like a violence and erratic behavior. When it's an ideological thing, that can still get picked up by a red flag law, but it wouldn't be like it'll be like I mean a lot of times mental illness does coincide a lot with like people being right leaning and stuff, but if it's ideological and also not a mental illness, then like I mean I don't know, at that point that's just like a fucking terrorist attack. So like
What do you
it's
think
different.
about the theory that being right wing is part of a mental
Well, there's like
illness?
studies that show that's true.
Yes, but what is your opinion? I'm not asking about the
I
studies.
think
There's all
I
sorts of
think
studies in the world.
I think that it makes a lot of sense that people, because conservatism and being right wing is basically really just about being afraid of the world and being afraid of things. So like yeah, I find it
Yeah.
completely
Trauma
likely that,
response?
and also and like when it comes to more radical like extremists of the right wing movement and stuff like MAGA and QAnon and stuff, people who are completely normal become insane by going through that, through like social alienation and like cultish tactics and stuff. And it's like I think conservatism is a mental illness you can give yourself. Like you become mentally ill when you become like right wing because of all
It's
that
it's
fear about the
in my
world and fear
opinion,
mongering and
it
cultish.
hinges a lot on like self delusional sort of
Yeah,
self
like
disillusionment.
yeah,
You've you've given up on trying to understand what the real problem is because that's really scary. Like knowing what's out there is scarier than like even not knowing.
yeah,
So you sort of delude yourself into going, this motherfucker sounds like he has answers. I just better give him the reins and close my eyes and hope for the goddamn
yeah,
best. And I think that's a lot of like
you
internal.
don't want to criticize your own belief system. So whenever you're fed something that might like you're on Fox News and you learn that Fox News got something wrong, you don't want to admit that you had been following something that was wrong, so you're gonna backtrack and find a million different things that can still prove you right even though you were proven wrong. Like ha, like Imam Khalif, the Algerian boxer. It was like, oh, it's a trans woman doing boxing, and it's like, no, that's a cis woman. You're just making this up. And then it's like, oh, actually, there was high testosterone, and like they go through a million other loops that are all incorrect, but it's just because they don't want to admit that they were wrong on anything. They don't care that main Khalif, whatever the hell, wasn't actually trans. That doesn't matter to them. They don't care about the facts of that. They care about their sources being right, and they care about the overlying culture war narrative around it that they're trying to defend. And it's all
You know,
because of
there
this
was
like
actually
psychotic cultish like allegiance.
South Africa had the almost the exact same thing happen with one of our athletes before. Did you know that?
I did not know this.
Look up Caster Semenya, Caster.
Okay, and this will be the last thing we
Space.
talk about because we've been going for an hour and a half.
All right.
How do you spell this person's name?
It's Caster. Let me see if I
Pastor
can.
Semenya. I see.
Yes, yes. So
Oh, I think I've heard
this
of this.
this
Yes, I've heard of this.
right.
I've seen her
The
before.
so
Here it is. Yeah,
like
she has filed a series of legal cases to restore her ability to compete in these events without testosterone. Person arguing. Yes, so she is intersex. Yes,
right, right. The
yes.
thing is that our president at the time, Jacob Zuma, was
Oh God.
also had to give a press conference about this stuff because he was the president at the time. And you want to know what one of the most famous quotes of Jacob Zuma was at the time?
What?
He said, "No, no, he is a woman."
He looks like a fucking potato.
He's a crook. He is like unironically the most. He's like the love child of Donald Trump and Richard Nixon.
That's a fucking insane. Wait a minute. Who the hell is this guy? I've never seen this guy before. There was a guy between Mbeki and
So
Zuma that I
Thabo
don't know about.
Mbeki was kicked out. This guy was his vice president, and then when the election came around, Zuma won the election.
I see. So
This
yeah,
was all planned. Zuma was not second in line. He took down the president and vice president.
I see. I see. And then you have Ramaphosa,
Yeah. This guy is Uncle Cyril.
Uncle Cyril. Uncle
Look at
Cyril.
that smile, though. He does look friendly, and
He does
he's
look
not.
very friendly. He looks like a
He's
dad
much.
of like a friend I had, like of a friend I would have, and then like the dad would be like barbecuing or something, and he'd be
Yeah,
like he's the
he
type of
is
guy
just
who would
like
wear one of
that.
those giant funny chef hats and stuff. Like he's that type. That's
His
what he looks
his
like.
his viral moment was being unable to get his mask on. It's on YouTube as well.
Well,
He
now I'm
just
looking. There's a
fights
giant
to get his
massacre.
mask.
All
Oh,
right.
that's yeah, that's
Well, it's another topic for another time because we have to wrap this up. Um, an hour and a
You know,
half.
I got a comment from somebody who is one of our listeners.
Really? What did they say?
They said that the episodes are getting progressively shorter and they don't like it.
Oh, well, this one is the longest one yet, so I'm hoping
I
they're
just
happy
had to
for
throw
that.
that in there.
I
I've
feel like
been
I
waiting
know
to
who
throw
that
that in
comment
there
is
at the
from.
ending. You know.
Let's wrap it up here.
All right.
We'll have the music playing now. You know, the outro, the quirky dog coming in. I hope everyone enjoyed today's ultra long episode. Jade, will you take us out? Say a funny noise.
Fine.